Hey guys, Kev here. I have a full review to do for you. This is an Ergonomics Supply exclusive pre-order. And this is the JRP Micro Shrike. So this is a pre-order they're running. It's already open, all that good stuff. You can go get one right now if you want. They will be delivering in the early half of 2023, or the early part, I shouldn't say half, the early part of 2023. By the build and everything, I can tell you it's made by Riot. And I got to start off by just the elephant in the room for me, which is I'm getting a little bit jaded by all of the Riot-made frame lock thumb stud knives with micarta and titanium and M390. I don't know. I think at this point I've just seen so many of them this year. There's so many between EDC Supply, Slice FK, Knife Joy, just pre-orders on their own pages. There's a lot of makers right now doing production runs, and they just happen to all have this almost same design. It's very, I'm not going to name names or anything. I'm not saying anybody's copying anybody either. It's just they all seem to have a micarta or carbon fiber and then frame lock side, M390, and it has this sort of drop point look. I mean, down to the thumb stud and the little thumb ramp, and then down to the drop point. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy. They just all seem very similar, and I think personally I'm just a little bit jaded by that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with this design. It's actually a very, very good design. So if you don't feel that way, or you haven't handled them all, or you haven't bought them all, then, this is probably the one for you. Or, you follow this maker specifically, and it's a design that really resonates with you. That's awesome. The knife is made extremely well. So it really has nothing to do with build quality or who's selling or making it or price. I think these are $280 on pre-order. They'll be more like $300 once they come in. So that's the benefit to pre-ordering. Obviously, I love EDC Supply. I'm an affiliate there. They're one of my favorite retailers in the game. They're just great people over there. I love their business model. I just love how they roll, and I'm very proud to be partnered up with them on Devo projects and channel affiliate. So I will link it down below. If you want to pick one of these up, please hit the description and use my link. It will help the channel. EDC is one of the affiliates that helps the channel the most. I would say KPL and EDC Supply really support the channel in two ways. One, you guys tend to use the links, and it really benefits the channel getting that little bit of commission. And two, they're always hooking the channel up with cool stuff, whether it's like this, prototypes to review, which is huge to check out prototypes before they're released. It's an honor. It really is. And a privilege. They send me stuff to give away. They just send me stuff. They're just awesome people. So I really appreciate EDC Supply. I like to give them a shout out here. So let's talk about this knife. I'll end my ramble there, and we can go on to the review. All right. So aesthetically, this is a good looking knife, and that's where, I got a little caught up there, and I'm saying, yeah, they all, a lot of them look the same. Thumb studs, micarta, M390. Yeah. But it's a good-looking design, which is why a lot of people kind of have a similar design, right? In terms of drop points, I don't have any of the aforementioned knives that I'm talking about, but I do have a TW Price Dawn, which is a drop point. I have the Maverick S. This is kind of one of those that I was talking about. This one's a sheep's foot, but it was Riot made. They had the micarta, M390, or maybe it was 20CB, but just a lot of similarities. There's some size comparisons for you right there. I love the Maverick S, and of course I love the Dawn. In terms of what does everybody have, I have a Spyderco Native 5 and fluted carbon fiber and S90V. Fantastic knife. I have the Nimble T, which is the same size as the Nimble. If you wanted to compare it to that, I guess I could just grab the Nimble too. I think I have a liner lock on the way as well, rounding out the Nimble collection. I just don't have a X. There you go, same size, see? All right, so I think you're getting the point. It's not big. It is called the Micro Shrike, interestingly enough, but if you want to see it compared to an actual micro knife, we can do that. Here is the EDC Supply exclusive Baby Barlow, one of my favorite knives this year. Absolutely fantastic knife, love it. And you can see it's not that much bigger than the Baby Barlow. Trying to find a knife that's like on point with this, and I just don't think I have anything. Even like the slip joints. Here's the laid back jack. You can also get the Jack Wolf knives at EDC Supply. They might have some canine jacks left at this point. There you go. It's a good size comparison. It's pretty close. Man, I love the canine pimple jack. The laid back pickle jack, bro. The pickleback jack. All right, so let me grab a ruler and we can zip. Here we go. So in terms of blade length, we're looking at under 3 inches. Looks like 2.75 overall, maybe a little bit less than that. Your cutting edge is just over 2.5 inches. Then you got your handle length, which is right around 3.5, maybe 3.25. So overall, I mean, look, I can almost fit the whole knife off the ruler here. That's 6 inches to right there, and then we get that last little bit. You know, we get less than half an inch, so it's under 6.5 inches. So size-wise, it's a small guy, and that's why it's called the Micro Shrike. But I gotta say, for a small knife, it actually feels pretty good in the hand. But let's finish up with aesthetics. I do actually really like this micarta. I don't know if it's just the standard green micarta Riot uses, that sort of American canvas style micarta, but I really like this. Now, it is in Riot fashion. It is that really hard micarta. I don't like that, but this looks really good. I got to give them credit. The finish work on this does sort of, to me personally, this does set it apart from all those other knives I was talking about. It's not just the straight canvas micarta that Riot uses. It's not really Riot. It's the person ordering the knives that chooses it. But you get what I'm saying. I don't think I have anything in that micarta because I'm just so sick of it. I've sold it all. Yeah, I don't have anything in that micarta. Sorry. But this is really nice. It almost has like a burlap look to it. Really dig that. You have this sort of darkened titanium hardware. It's sort of like acid washed or blasted. It's really nice. I like it. Nice thumb studs. They got a nice little point to them, but they're not like too aggressive. They look good. You have this beautiful titanium backspacer with this lanyard sort of post thing right here for the 7 people who will be utilizing that. I think they did a good job incorporating that lanyard post. I think that's nice. You do have a titanium mill clip, which to me seems a little out of place. It's just kind of got this weird bill here. I don't know. The whole lock side seems out of place. This looks gorgeous. And then you flip it over and you're like, ugh. You know, I like that it's a different finish. They didn't do the same old just bead blast. They did sort of an acid wash or a heavy tumble or something. One big thing I want to note, which I'm guessing won't be in production, it's a tapper. Now, you know, you could probably just unscrew this and bend that and fix it, but it's not my knife. I'm not going to mess with it. I hate tappers, but that's going to be taken care of in production. No way they're shipping with tappers. I hope not, anyway. If they see this, if you guys see this, please change this. Or check the other prototypes. This could just be this one's a little bit light on tension. But with that said, when we get into carry, it actually works really well. It just looks a little goofy to me. You know, But it does land on the frame, not the lock bar, which is good. You do have an external relief cut, but it's kind of hidden by the clip. And again, it just seems weird, right? Like, don't you think this would be a gorgeous liner lock? If this was an inset liner lock, like our Devo Buzz model, you know, if you had that inset lock and you just had that sweet, sweet micarta on both sides, I just think that would be absolutely gorgeous. Or like, I mean, we know that Riot can do it. Here's the Maverick. Inset liner lock. This one's a carbonized lock face, but it works. Titanium liner. So I think that would have been ideal here. I'm very much against the two-sided nature of certain knot. I just don't want that. So give me a liner lock or just go full tie. That's how I feel. Now, you could probably order this in full tie. I think they have a full tie in black and a full tie in raw, and then they have this one. So I think that's right. So you have options there. And then you have this gorgeous blade. You have a hollow ground blade, which is fantastic, very thin. I love the acid wash. Again, it's a little bit different, right? It's not the most even acid wash. Like, it looks kind of brown back here. It's a little bit disgusting looking, to be honest. Like somebody, you know, puked on it or something, and there's like this black stuff. Let me zoom in on that. It's like that stuff there. I don't know what that is. Let's do them a favor, because who knows? Could have been something in my pocket. I did carry it, obviously. Or it could have been me. Like, I don't want to sit here and talk shit on this and then it be something I did or whatever. So let's just clean that off. And we'll take another look at it. All right, that seems fair, right? Okay, there we go. So now we have the black stuff is gone, and you still have that bit of a spot there, but it's a lot better now. So it was probably just something on the, maybe oils on the blades. That looks a lot better. So there you go. It's a little bit darker here, but whatever. The thing I want to note about this is, seriously? My wife just printed something. Anyway, I love the acid wash, and it almost has like a mirrored edge right here. I don't know if that's from factory, but it might be, because they have to obviously sharpen it after doing the acid wash, so it could be they just, you know, hit it and it just looks fantastic. But the thing I want to point to is the swedges. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and this little hump right here just it just sets this knife apart from a standard drop point. There's just something about that little hump and these intersections of swedging, and then the acid wash accentuating all those lines. Just really comes together nice. I think it's absolutely stunning. Probably the best one of these sort of drop point knives I've seen this year. And then there's the spine. Beautiful swedging. I love how the hardware stands apart. Here's that lock side again. Beautiful show side. Okay, so that's a look at the knife. We can look internally. There are obviously no milling on this, but there's no liner or anything. And then you have nice milling pockets right there. You have the EDC plus JRB on the inside there. It's a little bit dirty, but it's a prototype again. You have your lock bar insert, your ceramic detent ball. Pretty sure it's ceramic. Yeah, it'd be weird if it was steel. You're on ball bearings, ball bearing pivot. Yeah, okay, so zooming out. Ergonomics. Large glove size hand. Very small knife, but the way it's designed with this flat and this choil right here, it fits my hand really well. I get a really good grip. It's comfortable in the hand. I don't feel cramped in any way. I mean, I even technically have a little bit left over there. I get great control of this blade right here. I can go into a beautiful pinch grip, wrap my fingers right here, and I can do whatever I need to do. If I want to use that tip to do my sort of shipping label cutting, I can hold it like this. I get perfect control with that. The tip is low enough that it's usable. It's really good, guys. The ergonomics are fantastic, in my opinion. Now, they might not fit everybody's hand because it kind of has this dedicated choil right here. For me, it just fits really well in the hand. I really dig it. So that's ergos. And then if we talk about cutting, again, you have this beautiful hollow grind. I mean, it's done extremely well. And then you have, I don't know if you can see the hollow better that way, but you can see that out to that tip. It's beautiful. And you have a pretty thin grind behind the edge. I mean, it's not the tallest blade, but because of the hollow, it comes down to a decent edge. I think for a knife this size, it's going to do everything you need. I did cut some shipping labels, no problem. I mean, this tip went right through, and I had great control over it. That's really all I cut, though, to be honest. I did cut some paper when I got it, just to test how it worked on paper, and it was fine. So, grain of salt on the cutting, but I think by now, you know, we've all handled so many freaking knives. If you're watching this, you've probably handled a lot of knives yourself. And I just know a hollow grind on a blade like this from Riot is going to be fantastic. So, but that's all I can say about cutting. Carry, again, I mean, there's good milling in there, and it's micarta, so it's lightweight. The clip works really well. Yes, it's a tapper, but again, won't be in production. And I had it in my back left pocket, tucked away, literally just disappeared. Absolutely fantastic carry. Had no issues with the studs. You know, sometimes I get that Emerson thing happening. No problem with that on this one. The sounds... So, the sounds are okay. You know, I'd give it probably an average 5 out of 10. You can hear, it's a good opening, but I can kind of hear the bearings rolling in there. So that's not the best. And then it's a real good shaker on the way down. It is extremely tight. Like, there's no play. So that's part of it. I'm sure I could loosen that. It's, you know, obviously a prototype. It probably needs to break in, all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't take that as a sign. Plus, it's a small knife, right? It's not a 5-inch blade that's just going to swing down. So, but anyway, my point is the bearings, you can hear them roll a little bit. But I wouldn't worry about that because I've had that happen on Riot prototypes like this before. And then in production, they really dial everything in. Because when they're doing the prototypes, I think they're just trying to give you a sense of the knife. They're not going to go the extra mile on a prototype. It's just how it seems to go with OEMs. You know, they are expecting you to know what they can do in production, right? And the prototype is kind of just to give you an idea of the design, ergonomics, all that stuff, so you can make your adjustments. Do I agree with that? You know, not fully, but it is what it is. I'm feeling a lot of grit right now, so hang on, let me grab the KPL. Feels like maybe the detent ball is hanging up a little bit. That's another thing you'll notice. Feels like with a lot of Riot knives, you just have to put a drop of heavy on the detent ball. We'll see if that's it, though. I don't actually know in this case what it is. Yep, seems to be what it was. Yeah, okay. So now we're even getting more of a drop too. fires out, smooth shakedown. So sometimes you just gotta oil your knife, guys. I highly recommend, if you ever have a feeling of grit in the knife, it's usually not the bearings, it's usually your detent track, and you just put a little bit of KPL heavy on that detent ball, and now it's, oh yeah, it's buttery smooth now, and that sound is gone. So there's no more of that bearing roll sound. So that wasn't the bearings, it was the detent ball. Man, this thing's smooth as butter now. Look at that. Just in time for the action/fidget factor category, huh? Yeah, I actually really like the fidget factor on this. Left-handed, it works really well. So if you're left-handed and you're wondering how it works, because it's so small and because that clip is so big, you can just easily rest your thumb right there and fire it. I've had no issue except that one time earlier in the video where I was like caught in between. And even there, apparently, you can... There you go. Look at that. And the detent is good. Like, it is not a light detent at all, I would say. Like, it pops. One thing I didn't talk about in aesthetics that bugs me is where the studs are located. Now, functionally, they're good. I want them higher. I want them a little bit higher up because I want it centered in this half moon, right? I want it, like, right there aesthetically. Right, which would mean it would be higher up when open, and that's why they didn't do that. Right now, it's in a perfect position when open. The knife looks fantastic. So if you were to change it on close, it would look a little bit goofy on open. And no, it wouldn't hit the frame at all. So it's definitely just because they thought it would look goofy sitting here, or action-wise, they thought it would be an issue. But anyway, the action's fantastic. Detent is money. Reverse flick is great, especially right-handed. I mean, you just doop, sounds really good, fires out. I really like the action. I really like this knife, guys. You know, regardless of all the jaded talk and whatnot, I really like the design. I like the build. I like the action. I like the size a lot. Man, I'm like talking myself into one here. So maybe I will be getting one. We'll see what happens, but it's very comfortable. It's a good knife, guys. It's a fantastic knife, I gotta say. So biggest gripes are just, the tappy clip that should be gone in production. I don't love the two-sided nature of knives like this. It's just not my style. And I personally don't really like this look. This heavy bead blade. Now, I like that it's different than most things, but I don't love it combination with the acid wash. I like this a lot. And that's why it bugs me, because I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, I wish it was on both sides. And it would work better left-handed, even though it does work great left-handed as is. So, there you go, guys. That is the Micro Shrike from GRP Knives. Fantastic little knife. On pre-order from EDC Supply. Link is down in the description. Do your boy a favor and use that link if you're going to order this knife or something else from EDC Supply. Anytime you're thinking about ordering from them, just go to one of my videos, go in the description, and there's a link there. If you use that, it helps the channel out immensely, and I really appreciate it. But that's going to be it on this guy. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on it. And thank you to EDC Supply for sending me this prototype. I'm going to be sending this guy off to the next guy, who is Kevin over at Knife Nerdery. A good buddy. I love Kevin. So go check out his channel. Check out his video. And yeah, with that, I will leave you. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later.